Okay, we're going to go over something real quick. It's called the Pillar Project. I'm looking at it right here on my laptop. It's all about this new wallet. What I've got right here, I've got the white paper. White paper says the wallet is everything, and it goes on. It's a Pillar paper by David Siegel, and it was put out June 24th, 2017. And this is version 1.1, meaning that they're going for they're not going for a beta test. Version 1 is version 1.0. And so let's look at this a little bit more detail here. Pillar Project IO. This is evidently the gray paper. It goes on to the first. They're talking here about that table of contents is a problem and the solution. Personal data locker. And the Pillar Project, the Pillar Wallet. What is the Pillar Wallet? And they cover a number of things here about the Pillar Project. So we're going to get started right here. We're passing the dedication to it right here, and phase 3 says begin to provide the services offering that separate our wallet from other wallets and creates a personal data locker, leading to a personal assistant. Continuing to offer both account-based and atomic versions. Explanation below. Continue to build out more features as the ecosystem grows. Help our OEM customers to transition from accounts to atomic ownership. Well, that whole thing, atomic ownership, does sound very impressive. It says, now, they're offering an explanation here. It says, the world economy is built on institutions that hold clients' assets centrally. Banks, telecoms, insurance companies, brokers, drugs companies, governments, and more. Every year, hackers steal more than 400 billion. And about 1 trillion in records from data centers. Because our data is getting more and more concentrated in the hands of a few large institutions. Okay, so they're making some points here about the system that we have now. And the system that we have now is very flawed. I'm going to admit that they're right on with that. The system we have right now is very flawed. It says replace accounts with atomic ownership. We all have dozens of accounts. This is true. We have Facebook accounts. We have accounts here. And one of the things that they've done to us that I notice with all these accounts that they have is they make us keep changing our passwords. What they'll do is you'll go into one account and you'll go to enter in your normal standard password. And it'll say, okay, we're not going to take that normal standard password. You have to add one more digit to it. And so then you're like, oh. And you go in, you have to make some new password, right? And then you might go to another site and it'll say, okay, we're not going to take that password. We want you to add a number to it, numerals or whatever. And they keep making you use, and in the end you have to have about 15 different passwords. And you can't remember which password you used on which particular site. And it just about drives you crazy. What you'd like to do is you'd like to take the guy that invented all this stuff. I'm not going to say I'm not going to advocate violence on this show, but you get mad. You know what I mean? You get mad at all these college boys that come up with all this newfangled stuff. Why can't they simplify things? Why do we have to have 10 different types of screwdrivers? Why can't we have one screwdriver? Why can't they all decide on one kind of screw? Or why do they have to have metric sockets and standard SAE sockets? Why do they have to have 20 different types of threads even? You know, all the way through. This whole problem goes all the way through. Even car manufacturers, what they'll do is they'll make one particular year car, say a 2012 car. In that same year, they'll change the patterns and nuts and bolts and everything so the parts won't fit. Even within the same year of the same model car. Why can't they standardize things? And in this case, I'm saying, why can't they standardize the internet? And that looks to me like that's what these guys are trying to do. They're trying to standardize things. So they're saying here, we have have dozens of accounts. With accounts, you log in, and all your valuable data is trapped inside the app or service. This presents a huge concentration of risk. It is easier to get a divorce than to change banks or stockbrokers by switching from accounts to wallets. Each person owns his or her own assets and can switch between vendors freely. So I see what they're trying to do here. They're trying to take all these different accounts you have and all these different passwords and stuff, and they're trying to blend them into this one wallet here, so you can just use this one wallet as your source. It says, replace apps with services. Apps on your phone are miniature desktop applications. Many of us have dozens of logins or apps that don't talk to each other. We believe that the personal data locker will replace iOS and Androids to become the operating system for all of your devices. So we're trying to unify your apps and services and your accounts and your account passwords all within one wallet, which I think is a revolutionary idea that's going to come. It's part of the next progression in the blockchain technology, is the fact that they're going to have killer apps that are going to come along, that are going to be going to transform things the way email transformed a mail service. You know, everybody started to use email. Okay, so we read on a little bit more. It says, today we have technology to make personal data locker a reality. Blockchains in this world, you will hold your asset in your own secure wallet, making it difficult and unprofitable to attack. The Pillar wallet is our solution. It will be a consumer product that looks very much like today's digital wallets, but it is just the very beginning of the personal data locker. We will transform the wallet experience from something you use occasionally to trade currencies to something you use most of the time as you go about your day. We believe that browsers and wallets will converge, and that combination just happens to describe the personal data locker. The Pillar wallet will let you manage everything you own, everything you have, everything you want, everything you consume, and everything you do online. Well, the thing is this idea that they got here, putting it in a nutshell, this is going to come very soon. What I'm not sure about is these guys are putting this out here, this idea. And it's an idea, its time has come. Somebody is going to do this, do exactly what they're putting out here. The question is, will it be these guys? Somebody is going to have to put all this together and get it up and working and get it integrated into all the other systems that are already existing. This integration is the key part. It is them being able to integrate this system, this idea that they have, into all the key systems that are already in place already, like Visa. Will Visa say, okay, we're going to sign up with your Pillar wallet, we'll work with you guys? See what I mean? And this is very important, this fact, that in order for this to actually work, what this idea that they're putting across here, they're going to have to get this integration in place. Now, if these guys are not able to do the integration, if these guys come along right here with their Pillar wallet, and they just take in like $50 million and they sell all these coins, and then they sit on their ass, and they don't do nothing, somebody else will come in, and then they'll take this same idea and they'll run with it, and maybe they will make it work. Right out from underneath these guys. See? Because you don't know for sure. For all you know, these guys right here just might be really interested in taking in the $50 million and selling these coins. And they might not have any plans on developing this any further than that. You know? Or, I'm saying if. Now, I said that as an if. Or maybe they are going to develop this. And if they do develop this, this is going to be big. Really big. if they actually develop it. It's all down to them actually developing this and getting it integrated into the systems that are in place. Now, I'm not going to come down and say that they're not going to do that. I'm not going to come down and say that they are going to do that. It's up to you to make up your mind whether these guys are going to follow through and get this in place. Because if they don't, somebody else will. Because this is an idea right here that's time has come. It's the next progression in cryptocurrencies and cryptocurrency wallets. Because this is what's going to happen. Cryptocurrencies are actually going to take over the financial system. And let's read a little bit more about this white paper on the Pillar project. It says, key terms. Atomic ownership of private keys means that personal data and currencies and assets are not held or controlled by any third party. Only you have keys to this data. If you lose your keys, your data or value is lost. So, let's see. We got here solutions, not tools. Taking a look at that. The Brave browser. Now, see, I'm just looking through this real quick. They're talking about how their browser is going to work here and how the different things that it can do, which, if they can get it functioning, will be quite important. It says identity and reputation have been sticking points in the adaptation of the personal data locker. Blockchain technology is changing that. There are many upcoming systems for preserving privacy and increasing scalability. We don't plan to choose sides. We will incorporate anything that gets traction. We know consumers don't want to work with their own data, but that doesn't mean they don't want to own it. They do want to own it, but they don't want the hassle of managing it. They want a software system that does that for them. Now, see, this is very true. And this is why I'm saying that this is an idea that's come. Time has come. Will these guys be the developers of this idea? Now, let's take a quick look. I'll talk just real quick about some of these guys' competition. Dash is in competition with these guys. And Dash has promised this Evolution wallet, which is going to be a revolutionary wallet as well. Now, my way of thinking is these guys, I like what they're putting out there with this Pillar wallet. I like what the Dash is doing with their Evolution wallet. What it really amounts to is, who is really going to put the effort in and actually get these things out there and get it done? Instead of it all being just talk. Enough talk. We see this idea. We see this idea. We like this idea. And this is the next progression in cryptocurrency moving forward. This could revolutionize and take over the whole world. This new wallet that does it all for you. You don't have to take care of the data. You own the data, but you don't have to take care of the data anymore. This wallet will manage the data for you. This is what we want. This is what the Evolution wallet, the Dash, is promising. This is what these guys are promising. Who's going to actually, instead of just talk, who's going to actually get it done and get this software built and get it out there and get it integrated into the system? Because if you can find out who's actually going to do that, and you can get some of their coins ahead of time, you don't have to hit the initial offering of coins. You can even buy them later. Those coins will go up if they're the ones, if they're the company that's actually going to make it, if you get my point. But let's take a little bit more look at this new idea that they have here. Talking about the market, they're talking about the early adopters. Okay, we'll go down a little bit further. Talks about the Pillar wallet, the browsers, and the exchanges. And what is the Pillar wallet? Now, it says there are many cryptocurrencies wallets already. The Pillar wallet will be a multi-chain, able to see hundreds of kinds of tokens and coins simultaneously. Well, that's pretty impressive. Open source, that's nice. Not tied to any one browser, so you can use it on Firefox or you can use it on Chrome or whatever. It says not tied to any one exchange, so you can use it on different exchanges. Easy for software companies to incorporate into their systems. Well, that is important. The next question is, will software companies incorporate it into their systems? This is where the legwork comes in. This is where these guys are going to have to get busy. It says both on desktop and mobile, standalone and OEM. An account-based wallet that lets the user see his or her coins and tokens. This would be similar to what Coinbase recently provided Fidelity. We wouldn't offer this wallet directly, but through an OEM company who wants this wallet for compatibility with their account-based systems. And then they're going to make an atomic version of this wallet. Smart contract aware. New frontier of fundability in the web of value. It is possible today to invoke a smart contract and send it either, but finding the smart contracts in the first place is getting more and more of a challenge. This searching the web of value will take some work, and we are inspired by the user feeds and Ether ontology projects. Portfolio and wealth management shopping services that work with e-commerce sites accepting cryptocurrencies will be integrated. Well, that's good. Okay, personal data locker services, peer-to-peer lending, wealth management, asset management. Let's see what else I got here. Private key and password management. Because if you own your own data and you are responsible for safeguarding it, there are many ways which we will help consumers do this. There are also plenty of hardware solutions. Eventually, we'll use rings, watches, braces, and other chip implants to verify who we are. We plan to give consumers many options. Then they go on to explain what the Pillar token does. Well, the token's probably what's going to make everything work. The Pillar token, it says, is a meta token. Governance. Okay, let's take a look at this governance part of it. Token governance is more complex than many people realize. The personal data lock will become part of hundreds of millions of people's lives, and the Pillar token will be making things work, as there are a fixed number of tokens. After the ICO, market forces will determine prices and behavior. However, anyone with a large supply of pillars will be able to move markets and influence policy. Therefore, we plan to take stewardship of this token very seriously and watch for any potential issues that need attention. This is a new area of commerce. Most open source projects have governing bodies, but they don't have to think about tokens. We hope to show the way forward in token governance and teach other groups what we have learned. Well, that doesn't really tell me anything. The biggest risk is forking. We have seen that with the Ethereum project. A hard fork is a very serious event in the life of the system. Regarding splits, and our goal is to create a self-healing system and have a governance council that will take all stakeholders into account when making decisions. Now, I'm very interested in this governance council. There are small things we can do to manage the token's physical and monetary policies. We could be market makers and purchase tokens, and we can burn or ice tokens. We will be very transparent about our plans and include all stakeholders in our discussions. Here's something important. Is this governance council. They don't go into any detail about their governance council here. Now, I notice with when it comes to and why I keep bringing this up when I'm talking about Dashcoin is the fact that Dashcoin has a very they've built a very powerful base of governance for their group, and they actually pay. They have a treasury, and they actually pay for services, and they actually pay people. They actually pay their governing body, which I believe they have to have 1,000 Dash to become one of the governing body of their cryptocurrency. These are stakeholders, and they pay them something like they have to have, I think, 1,000 Dash. They pay them something like $1,300 a month as an incentive to govern the system, and they can make policy very quickly and very effectively within the Dash network. So it's very transparent. Dash is. I see Dash as being in competition with these guys. See, this is competition for Dash as well. Both of them are in competition because they're both building a wallet that's going to be like multi-purpose and a very powerful wallet. The Dash Evolution wallet is going to be very powerful, and this looks like this wallet could be very powerful. But Dash is very transparent with their governance. Here, all they're telling me here is I'll read it again. It says, but they don't have to think about tokens. We hope to show the way forward in token governance and teach other groups what we have learned. But that doesn't tell me anything about how they're going to govern their token. It says the biggest risk is forking, and we have seen with the Ethereum project a hard fork is a very serious event in the life of the system. Regarding splits, our goal is to create a self-healing system and have a governance council that will take all stakeholders into account when making decisions. They're not telling me much about this governance council. They're not giving any explanations. It says, and have a governance council. So they're going to have a governance council. It says, and it'll take all stakeholders into account when making decisions. It doesn't explain to me what this governance council will be, how many people will be on it, how it'll function, whether they'll get paid, whether they won't get paid for their services, so on and so forth. It just says we will have a governance council. I'd like to know more, about their governance, because that's very important. Look at the problems Bitcoin's had, So anyway, this looks like to me like it could be really big if they follow through. It's all got to do with these guys following through. That's what it's got to do with. And you're going to have to make up your own mind if these guys will follow through or not. Okay, so I'm looking at a chart here in their thing, and they've got 120,000 for governance in year one. I guess that's their coins. 120,000 coins for governance in year one, 132,000 in year two, 265,000 in year three, 291,000 in year four, and 320,000 in year five. So they go out to year five with their governance, but they're not giving much explanation that I can actually see for it here. Transparency. Founders, they're founders. Talking to them here about their founders. Okay, so I'll tell you what my opinion is of this whole thing. I'm getting down to it. My opinion is if they follow through on this, this could be quite an impressive project. And if they can get integration into all these existing companies and stuff so that they can integrate this wallet into existing pay systems and stuff that's already there. If they can integrate it into things like Facebook and things like your Skype and all these other companies that are already there, they'll integrate with this wallet. This wallet would be very impressive. And in fact, there is going to be a wallet like this that is going to come along and it is going to have the integration. Will this be the one? Because this is the idea has come. This idea has come. Its idea is ready. It's if these guys can't pull it off, somebody else will, because there's so much to be made, so much money to be made in this idea. People don't want to manage all of their. They want to have everything in one spot. They want to have their all their passwords in one spot, everything integrated, their money all integrated, so that they can pay all these different sites. And what we got right now is just a mixed up mess. You know, like, you got one credit card here and one credit card there, and even the credit card system we got now is just old, antiquated, you know. The 4-digit PIN numbers, it's all like from 1990s technology, you know, and the whole thing needs to be revamped, you know, and cryptocurrency and crypto technology is going to advance this stuff into the 21st century. And so, my question is who's going to be first at kicking the can with who's going to be first to get in there and get this adopted and get it really going and get it up and running? Because this is the idea whose time has come. And so far, I've seen 2 projects that are pushing toward the same thing, basically. It could be pretty impressive if they can actually get it up and running. So I'm very interested in this Pillar project, and I'm very interested in seeing how far they can go with it. I'm also interested in the new Dash Evolution wallet, and I'd like to see that come out soon to see how far they can go with that. One of them is running on Ethereum. I believe this one, the Pillar project, is running off the Ethereum, and the Dash is running off of the Bitcoin. And so, like, they're branches off of these 2 other currencies, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Well, thank you very much for listening, and that's my opinion on the Pillar project. Bye-bye for now.